Hey guys, it's Terry. Today finally I'm going to do the St. Patrick's Day tutorial, the St. Patrick's Day Gnomes tutorial. So this is going to be a long video. I already know it's going to be. Um, I kind of have an idea in my head, but I also have to play with some things. It's definitely going to be a trial and error type thing. I kind of talked about it the other day in my video when I made this little pot of gold here. It turned out pretty cute. The only thing that is wrong with it is I didn't kind of center it to the front. It's kind of sideways. You can see the handle here. It's not that big of a deal, but I mean, if I were to do another one, I'd make sure that it was front facing and not sideways like that. Okay, so we're going to make over these Dollar Tree bunnies into St. Patrick's Day gnomes. Now, I did make Easter ones out of these, and they turned out really cute. I really like using basically the bunny bodies for gnomes. It makes it really easy to clothe them. You don't have to stuff them. It's already stuffed. They come with arms and feet, which of course you'll have to cover it up if you're not doing, like an Easter bunny type gnome. For the St. Patrick's Day gnomes, we're going to have to cover their arms and feet, which isn't a big deal. I had started making this hat the other day, and I kind of showed it on my other video. I'm thinking about making this the Mel Gnomes hat, like as a top hat kind of thing here. I wasn't really sure what to use. So what I did is I took one of these plastic cups here. I cut a ring out of cardboard, and as you can see, it's open here. Now, I cut the cardboard a little too big, so I had to really glue like a seam here to make sure it's stuck pretty good. So, I mean, I probably am going to use this. It's not perfectly round, as you can see. I may trim that up a little bit, but I mean, it's not going to be, it's handmade. It's not going to be perfectly round or, you know. I'm probably going to cover this with felt. So basically things that you need, whatever you're going to be making the hats out of. Now, like I said, I'm going to make the male's hat out of this. I think I'm just going to make the female's hat just like a normal, like kind of like triangle shaped gnome hat. So I'll be using felt for that. So you'll want to have either stuff to make this or some kind of fabric or felt to make your gnome's hat and clothing. For the feet, you can put felt over that. That's what I originally planned to do. You know, make little shoes or something, like put black felt or something on there to cover the feet. The arms we'll cover with sleeves, and then we'll probably also put like little glove type things, probably made out of the felt as well. Okay, now, like I said, I was just going to take felt and put it over the bunny feet to make shoes, but I remembered that I had these little elf legs left over from Christmas from Dollar Tree. So I'm probably going to try to use these for their feet, because I thought that they would make cute little like shoes or feet for the St. Patrick's Day gnomes. I'm not 100% sure on how I'm going to do this. So again, it's going to be a trial and error type thing. So this is probably going to be a longer video. Okay, now my Dollar Tree did not have a whole lot of St. Patrick's Day items out. So I kind of just, well, the only thing I found were the gold coins that I used for the little pot of gold here. My daughter went the one day and she found me two different scarves. This is kind of like a pot of gold pattern on here with hats and four-leaf clovers, or yeah, four-leaf clovers and horseshoes. This one is kind of plaid material, and it has the shamrocks on there, so that's pretty cute. That would be cute as a hat, though, as well, for the hat. I I'm gonna have to think about that. It's just this is really thin, so I probably am still gonna have to put felt under it if I want to do that. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, she also found me these cute little shamrock headbands. She wasn't sure if I could use them or not, which I'm not sure if I can or not, but I'm thinking I may put some of this around the Girl Gnomes hat. If anything, you could probably remove these shamrocks and glue them on. So that could be a possibility as well. So cute options there for that. You're going to need hot glue. You're going to need scissors. You're also going to need some type of bead or ball. I use these tennis balls that I get. Dollar Tree did have the ping pong balls in the past. I have not been able to find them for a while now. So I've been going to Walmart and getting their 6-pack of what they call tabletop tennis balls. I think they're like $3 or $4 for a 6-pack. So not as cheap as Dollar Tree, but I needed some, so I had to pick some up. Dollar Trees, they come 6 in a pack as well. So it would be $1.25 now at my store. I do wish that they had them in because it is cheaper to buy them there. But honestly, the quality of these ones are better. The paint takes to them a lot better. You only have to put 1, maybe 2 coats on these ones, whereas the Dollar Tree ones, I had to put multiple coats on them. And they're also like thicker plastic, because the Dollar Tree ones, if you squeeze it too hard, they would dent in. I know when I glue the Dollar Tree ones onto my gnomes, a lot of times I'll hear like a popping sound, so I think it's the glue like melting the ping pong ball, whereas these ones don't do that. These ones hold up pretty good. Now, I did already paint 2 noses here, and I'll probably, usually after I make the gnomes up, I always like to touch the nose up in case I end up scratching it or I miss a spot or something like that. But I went ahead and painted these. The color that I use, let me grab it here. I use this Sun-Kissed Peach from Apple Barrel. It's usually my go-to for the gnome noses. I mean, you can make them in any tone you want to. It's completely up to you. Okay, and then you're probably going to want some, I don't have too many embellishments to put on these gnomes, so I'm probably going to use some of the felt to kind of accent it. I grabbed this white felt here, and I'm probably going to use some of this gold ribbon. Now, I did get this at Dollar Tree, I think around Christmas time, yeah, because it has the little holly berries there. So I thought this would be cute for the St. Patrick's Day gnomes to give them a little golden sparkle. So I have that. I also pulled some yellow ribbon out in case I decide I wanted to use some yellow. I'm not sure on that yet. I'm trying to be creative here because I don't have a whole lot of St. Patrick's Day items here. I could not find that many. So we're going to work with what I have here. And these little shoes, as you can see here, there was little red pom-poms on here. I cut them off and I will put something else there. I have some of that table scatter or vase filler. I think I have some gold ones. So I may just go ahead and hot glue a gold one on there. That would probably look pretty cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Another thing I forgot to mention is for the gnome hair and beards. For my other gnomes, I normally use like mop head strings. For these St. Patrick's Day gnomes, I picked up this orange yarn. It's from Walmart. Dollar Tree did not have any orange yarn, so I went to Walmart and picked this up. So this is what I'll be using for the beard and the hair. Okay, so first things first, we're going to have to go ahead and cut the tags off of the bunnies. You don't have to remove this one, but I like to just go ahead and remove it. It comes off fairly easily. I mean, this is probably going to be covered up anyway, so it doesn't matter. We're going to have to do like we did before and remove the bunny's arms. That came off super easy. And no damage to the bunny. Very easy. Okay. You can keep the ears on if you want. If you're doing like a pointed gnome hat, you could even like kind of glue them together to help the gnome hat sit up. When I made the Easter ones, I didn't really need to put anything in the top of the hat. It kind of just stood up because I brought the hat down pretty low over the bunny's head. So the bunny kind of acts as like a hat holder, basically. So definitely, I'm going to think about the girl bunny, but definitely for the boy bunny, I'm going to cut the ears off so I could possibly use these for something else, maybe like an Easter or spring tutorial. So I know, sorry, I keep pulling off camera. I'm just going to go ahead and cut these off and save these for something else. Okay, so now we have the basic body here. Let me just move over a little bit. Okay, so I guess we can start with the boy gnome. I mean, that to me, I think that's going to work. I've been debating on whether I should make the hat black or green, because if I make it green, is it going to be too much green? But I mean, it is St. Patrick's Day, so not sure on that. Let's open up the screen and check it out. You can kind of see the red in there. The Dollar Tree felt is kind of thin, so you can see some of the red in some of the areas. But if we just put this felt on and then maybe use that scarf and put it in, that would probably be pretty cute. So you know what, let's probably just go ahead and do that. Okay, so again, it could be an easier way to not waste fabric, but we're just going to go with it. So I'm going to need to cover the cup and the rim of the hat. So I'm wondering if I should just kind of... Alright, so it doesn't completely... I mean, we won't be seeing, you know, too much of this bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and cut about here. It's probably going to give me a little bit of extra, but that just in case I need it. Okay. Let me move these arms here. Okay, so what we'll probably do is we'll probably just start hot gluing this felt down as neatly as possible. I mean, it's going to be hidden. I would like to probably keep the rim just solid green. Maybe we'll see what it looks like. But I'm probably just going to start hot gluing it. If it's a little bunched, that's probably going to be cute because they are gnomes. I don't think I want his hat, so I just want it flat there. So I'm just going to start hot gluing the felt to the hat and wrapping it until I get the whole hat covered here. So, I mean, it definitely looks like there's enough foam to go around. I just hope I can do this smoothly. Okay, let me move my scissors, and I guess now or never, right? Okay, so let's probably start... Jeez. Probably just start doing like that. So I didn't have this planned out ahead of time. In my head, I kind of thought it out, but now we're going into action with it. So I'm just going to start putting some hot glue on the rim here. I'm probably going to end up gluing it up inside the hat a little bit as well, but for now I'm just going to start sticking the felt on the rim of the hat. And let me get my little... I just touched the glue. Okay. I'm just gonna... Oh, this is not... What am I doing? 1 second. Okay, so I took a minute here to gather my thoughts. What I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with the top of the hat for right now. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start putting some hot glue here to get it started on one side of the hat. Okay, and it is melting the cup a little bit, so trying to get it close to the brim as possible. Be very careful because that glue does melt the cup. There's a little bit of holes in it that the hot glue is kind of seeping out of, if you can see it there. I'm not really sure what I could have done differently to maybe use a different type of glue. But we're just going with the hot glue today. Okay, so let's start gluing. Just put another seam of hot glue there. I know you can't really see it. And I'm just going to smooth the felt over like this. And then I'm probably just going to put a seam here and not put hot glue completely around it. I don't feel like you probably don't really need to do that. But I definitely want it to go around the brim of the hat here. So we're going to start there. And then I'll just make a seam coming up like that to cover that up then. And my glue sticks. And I'm just going to put a seam of hot glue right here. Probably could have just kind of did that instead of putting all that on the one side like I did, but this is where we're at, so. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and smooth this over and let that dry for a second. And that is how the hat's looking so far. Alright, let's set it up here. I want my hat flat on top like a top hat, so I am going to cut this off here, and then I'm going to kind of just, I don't know, maybe should I make a round part to go across the top? That would probably be nicer looking, but let's see what we have going on here right now. I mean, because I could just... trying to make it definitely smoother on the front. Okay, so that's how it's going to look if I do that. Yeah, that's pretty much how this is gonna have to work, because I glued that hole inside, so I can't really move that right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue this down. I'm not sure what we're gonna do at the top here. I don't really care for the way that's turning out, but maybe we could decorate it up or cut another piece of green felt to go over top of it to kind of hide it. We'll see what we're gonna do here. Okay. Oh, and I forgot, we're using that scarf too. We're gonna put that scarf over it. So I guess it's not that big of a deal. It's been a long morning already. It's like, I think a little after 12 right now in the afternoon. It's been a long morning, so bear with me here. Okay. So we have that on, and we're gonna have to go ahead and get some felt on the rim of the hat. So let me think of how I want to do this. Cut a circle and cover it that way. That's probably what I'm going to do. So I'm going to kind of make a big circle going around the hat, because I'm going to want to tuck this under. That should be enough. I want to tuck this under the hat because you are going to be able to see the brim of the hat. I'm thinking that you will be able to, with the gnome nose being there. So you want to cover the rim of the hat as well, underneath the rim. I'll probably just cut it off there. Set that aside. Okay, and then my thought process is to cut a hole about the size of the cup, so I can kind of slide this over it and then glue it down. So I'm going to fold this in half and make a little cut there in the middle. Should probably trace. That's probably about the size. Let me grab my pencil. Hopefully this shows up enough that I can see it. It's kind of showing up, but you can at least see a little bit. I can work with it. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get this middle of this kind of circle thing I got going on here. I'm going to try to make it as smooth as possible. But again, it's the scarf. We're probably going to go ahead and just glue that scarf over it. So you're not going to be able to really see this edge here. And I mean, even if we weren't putting a scarf over it, you could put like a, like a belt buckle type thing going around there, and it would cover it. Okay. So that's done. Let's go ahead and scoot this over here. So that's not too bad. Oh, that would be cute for a girl hat, having that little lip there. That would be super cute. For like a spring type gnome. And I have been wanting to make one of those hats, so maybe I'll try that out. Not today, but I'm just going to put a thin line of glue around here to hold that together. I'm going to scoot that down so it actually reaches. There's a little bit of a gap there.